Today we're visiting a key California tomato hub, the town of Dixon, which is near Sacramento and home of a Campbell soup tomato processing plant that handles what I think is an amazing amount of tomatoes every day, 14 million pounds. These are the tomatoes that go into Campbell's iconic tomato soup, as well as household staples like Prego spaghetti sauce and V8. I'm Brooke Barton, Director of the Water Program at Ceres. We're a nonprofit group mobilizing business and investor leadership on sustainability issues and challenges like water scarcity and climate change. Today's visit is about tomatoes, but more importantly, it's about the vast amount of water that it takes to grow and process tomatoes. Sustainable water management is a big priority in California, where we're seeing problems with dwindling groundwater levels, ongoing drought, and drier conditions linked to climate change.
California has been known for, droughts. We've had our droughts, over the years. This last winter was probably one of the driest winters, third driest winter on record. So we have a base water usage from last year where we're coming out of the driest winter we've ever, since 77.
Now, the average Californian farmer harvests about 95,000 pounds of tomato per acre. Out in the fields, Campbell's independent farmers need about 9 gallons of water to grow 1 pound of tomatoes. Multiply that by the 20,000 acres of tomatoes that are under production for Campbell's in California. When you do the math, you can see why water is such a big topic. So that's why Campbell's has been working to become a more water-efficient company. Last year, Campbell set a goal for its farmers to reduce water and fertilizer use by 20% for every pound of tomatoes grown by the year 2020. Aggressive goals are also in place for its processing plants. Achieving these water use reductions is the job of Dr. Daniel Sankey, who manages the company's sustainable agriculture program and spends a lot of his time working with farmers and collecting data on their environmental performance.
Time for me to collect the data on those best practices. In order for me to communicate, I was almost always looking at a few key indicators. So it was usually about water and irrigation and fertilizer, and maybe a few practices around pesticides.
In just the past year, the Dixon processing plant has reduced its water use by 10%, just through recycling and reusing water. Out in the fields, many of Campbell's farmers are replacing sprinklers and furrow irrigation with more efficient drip irrigation. It costs $1,000 per acre to install drip irrigation systems. A big investment, but farmers are already beginning to see the benefits, both from lower water use and higher yields. Ultimately, managing water more sustainably in agriculture means setting these sorts of ambitious goals and building long-term partnerships between companies and the farmers they source from. At Ceres, we're working to encourage more large food companies like Campbell's to move in this direction. Only by managing water wisely will we have what we need to keep our food system, our environment, and our economy running.